I want to give you guys some background information about, why exactly I do it, because I ask myself often, why was I born in the United States? Why wasn't I born in Latin America? My heart is at home here. I feel like this is where I belong, but why wasn't I born here? And over the years, I've got this thought's been developing, and I've realized that being born in the United States has really helped me be able to fulfill the mission or the purpose I believe God has me here. Being born in the United States, when I came to Guatemala, I didn't have that fear that a majority of Guatemalans have about going into a ghetto or even a prison. You see, if I would have been born here, I probably would have never stepped foot in a prison, let alone live in one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Guatemala for 3 years. And living in these areas and having come from a family that is, they're not rich, but they're, average middle-class American family, I was able to see firsthand just what was causing all this violence that many have heard of Guatemala. I saw the huge lack of opportunity and a huge lack of justice. And when I talk about opportunity, I mean education, job, health, etc., anything along those lines. And then with justice, through my friend, I saw that here it is a crime to be born poor. And why do I say crime? I'm saying that you don't get the same treatment or opportunities that someone who is better off gets here in Guatemala. For example, if you are accused of a crime in Guatemala, you can pay to be defended and likely get off. But this is the interesting thing. If you're accused of a crime and you're poor, you can't afford to defend yourself. You could say, yeah, there's public defenders, but I don't think I have to tell anybody what a public defender means when you're accused of a crime. And then maybe you are guilty of a crime, yet you have a lot of money in your bank account, or you were born into the right circumstances. Well, justice can be ignored in those circumstances. And I just realized that this cycle of violence, I've seen it start, I've seen how it's developed, I've seen how it viciously destroys lives. And from that learning, I was only able to learn that from being born in the United States. So I think that me being born in the United States wasn't necessarily something bad. I think this has been able to help me better communicate what I do in Guatemala, what I've seen in Guatemala, what I've lived through here in Guatemala. And the other thing is I don't mean to be prideful, although many people know that I tend to be more prideful. The thing is I have a skill that many people don't have, whether they're poor or rich, doesn't matter. I love to public speak. I love to go on the radio, I love to be on TV, and I love to be able to just share about what I've seen in prison. Now you could say, well, that's fired on because of your passion that you have for change in these areas, your passion for the voice. And while that is true, growing up, I won multiple public speaking competitions. This was a skill that I have from being born into a family that's very outgoing, speak your mind, and this has just been another thing that has helped me on this path that I'm on here in Guatemala. Now that I have the debt thing more under control, and I feel that my programs in prison are now safer, and that is thanks to many people who have allowed me to be, whether it be on their TV shows, on the radio, you name it, my project has become public. And from becoming public, the people behind Guatemala have made sure that corrupt powers or potential corrupt powers do not try to destroy this amazing program, because they've heard it from me and they believe in me, and many of these people have even visited my projects and witnessed firsthand how this program is doing amazing things. So now I need your help, and this is where I need your help. I need your help with establishing capital. And it's not just so that I can have money in the bank. It's so that we can invest in future jobs. with the goal of being able to provide more jobs to more people in prison who want this opportunity. I'm telling you, this isn't just a couple people who want to change, just one or two. This is a majority of people behind bars would love to have an honest job, would love to be able, for many of them, the first time to provide an honest income to their families. But with not having a lot of capital to invest in jobs, I can only provide so many. So I would love to be able to grow this program. I would love for you to be able to be a part of growing this program so that we can see this happening. Now, the other thing with justice, as many of you already know, I'm studying law because it's amazing to be able to provide jobs, but what happens when they can't get out of prison? When I say they can't get out of prison, it's not because they're sentenced and they can't get out. It's the fact that once they've completed their sentence, it is a 2, 3, 4, 5, even 7-year process to even get out of prison. Because if you don't have the money to pay a lawyer to transfer your paperwork from the courts to the prison, you sit in prison until someone realizes you've already finished your sentence years ago. So I want to study law to fight for justice for those that who I know are innocent, for those who I know got unfair penalties, and to be able to, once my girls are rehabilitated and they've finished their sentence, to be able to be part of getting them out. Because I don't want to be just in prison providing jobs, and that's great, they continue to sit in prison, and that lack of justice just continues to eat away at people. I want to be part of the full circle of change. So by having this capital, by being able to provide more jobs to more people behind bars, and also being able to expand my team, because I'm one person, and I'll be honest with you, it is so hard to, negotiate with clients, find new clients, buy fabric, take that fabric up to prison, drop it off, work with the guys, make sure they're coming out in the sizes correctly, then take that fabric, transfer it to another prison, explain how that needs to be printed, going to a graphic designer, making sure we have the art done correctly, getting back into prison. And this whole time, you guys, it's not, I don't know how to explain it if you haven't done it, but I don't have anybody necessarily doing all this for me. We're talking hundreds of pounds of shirts at a time that me, with a broken back, well, it's not broken anymore, but I have 4 screws in my back, I'm carrying this into prison and having to carry it out, put it into my car, deliver it to clients, just being able to contract more people to help with this process so that it can be more efficient and we can take on more work would be amazing. And this would also help me to be able to focus more on my public activism, fighting for those behind bars, finding new clients, and help me to be able to study, because at night I'm a law student. So I'm doing all of this and a law student almost all by myself. And I say almost all by myself because, of course, those in prison, they're the ones who are working, and I'm the one outside of prison pretty much doing everything else. I do have an accountant, but the accountant is just seeing the end of the month receipts. So with your help, I know that we can grow this business. We can continue to see change in Guatemala. And I want you to know, I don't think the rich in this country are bad people, or the middle class, the small middle class. I don't think they're bad people. I think the problem is there's been so much violence in this country that a lot of people don't realize why it is the way it is, or what's putting fuel on the fire that's making it continue. Even though we're no longer in civil war, why is the violence still so bad? And I believe that when I'm able to speak out and tell people what I've seen firsthand living in these areas, working in these areas, people are better able to understand and are more willing to help. And that's another part of me being able to public speak and be able to focus on that. We can have this country come together, because I want to be the bridge between the marginalized and those who are not, or as the same prison, between prisoners and society, or between those living in the ghetto and those not living in the ghetto. I want to be that voice, and I can't do that without your help, because right now I'm pretty much doing everything on my own and studying law. And I would love to be able to grow this so that we don't just have 16 people at each of the 3 prisons we work in, that we can grow this to, man, 100 people at each prison or even more. I see huge potential. I just need your help to do it. And I'm excited. I'm excited about the opportunity. I'm excited that a possible loan is coming through and the pieces are just coming together. It's amazing to see how my path has brought me to where I am today and the huge opportunity that we have for the future in Guatemala, not just Guatemala, in Latin America, to see incredible changes happen. And you can be a part of that by helping this campaign. It may seem like, oh, I'm just helping this little business in prison. No, you're not just helping a little business in prison. You are helping a country. You're potentially helping a people and the world, because this is only the beginning. And I'm so thankful to everyone who's already given and to those who are going to give in the future, because I know big things are on the way. This isn't the last you're going to hear of me. You're going to hear more incredible stories, more incredible things happening, and I hope to change this violence, this cycle of violence in Guatemala, into a cycle of peace that we can talk about one day. Man, you remember how crazy bad Guatemala was? You couldn't go out without getting assaulted. Today, it is a country that could even be considered the first world, a country that is flourishing, a country that people are proud to call home. People are proud to walk around the city with. And I love this country. It has my heart. And I'm going to fight. And I'm going to do everything I can. I just can't do it alone. I need your help. Thank you.